as she struck down the street like a strung-out queen.
All right, welcome to another episode of The Vault, where me and Steve sit at the round table and we talk about the most important thing in life, comic books.
Woohoo!
All right, so this is our special end of the year, New Year's Eve-ish.
End of the decade.
End of the decade, all right?
We got a new decade coming.
Yeah, this is the last one for the decade.
And it's also issue number 25.
Yeah, so it's some sort of milestone.
Well, we reach more of a milestone than most Marvel comics these days.
Yeah, true.
Sad but true.
All right, so you want to talk New Year's Eve comics?
I do. I'm trying to think about what would be a New Year's Eve comic book. I'm sure there's a lot of DC came out with a lot of Christmas ones, but can you think of a New Year's Eve comic book story?
I should have Spider-Man with the Schemer. Remember? It was the Spectacular Spider-Man magazine, but they put it in Spidey 116 to 118. Remember the Schemer? It turned out to be the politician guy at the end. And he had this huge guy with like the metal thing on his head, and he was controlling with, pulses and stuff. And,
Vaguely.
yeah, because wasn't it like New Year's Eve? They were at like a party or something, and then the big guy smashes the place up, and the roof's coming down, and Spotty's like webbing it all up. And was it even New Year's Eve?
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't look
don't
it
know.
up. Why?
No, I have no clue.
I'm glad they got rid of the Schemer. And the other guy who's lame too.
The Skeet.
Can't remember his name. It eludes me.
So what do you think was going to happen in the new year for comic books? Is there going to be any exciting things coming out, or is there a new trend in comic books that you think you're going to be seeing?
I think you're going to see a lot more well-done small press titles. It seems to be where a lot of the action's going lately. Yeah, there's a lot of people checking them out. Right? Yeah, I mean, Marvel, DC are to chug along like they always do. Right?
But it seems to me now that Marvel and DC they got their staples that are always going to sell. Like the X-Men is going to sell, Spider-Man is going to sell. A certain amount of people are certainly going to pick up Batman.
Right.
But there doesn't seem to be much innovation with Marvel or DC anymore.
No, it's in the fringes, I find. Like, I mean, Marvel and DC are going to be here next year, and the year after, and the year after. They're not going anywhere, right?
No.
Image and Dark Horse, they've been holding on pretty good for 30 years now, right? Over 30 for Dark Horse. So, I mean, they're safe. And then it's a small press. Like, Boom Studios has been really knocking it out of the park this year, right? And then other small press companies, they just disappeared. Like, when's the last time you saw Captain Canuck on the show?
Well, that's true, yeah.
I think Chapter House is probably gone, right?
They also did Die Kitty Die as well.
Yeah. I don't think Black Mass is going to make it. I mean, they couldn't get Wallace's comic out.
No.
Yeah. It's probably because you got to pay the printer for previous jobs before they'll print up new jobs for you.
Yeah, I mean,
and
it's
the boys haven't been paid yet for their work.
Really?
No.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean,
You do
those
all
guys
this work.
do a lot
expecting-
of work for that comic book, and I know they did a very good job in promoting it.
Yeah, I mean, Paul got his comps. Like, they'd send him like 50 copies. But, I'd rather a paycheck.
Absolutely.
I think he can sell them when he goes to a show or something. But I mean, that's
Well,
only
50. Less than 50 is
that's
nothing.
$250, right? That's not a lot of money.
No.
Like, for 4 issues while that work, right?
Well, especially where where do the royalties go? And
Yeah.
it's I mean, the business, and actually that's a very good point. The business side of the thing. How do you see? I mean, Downtown Comics. I mean, you're Downtown Comics. How do you see that coming in 2020? Is there any innovations coming to happen to you guys, or are you thinking about we're going to do this or that, or?
Just thinking about paying rent every month.
Oh yes, but I
That
mean,
was a good one.
but there's always something on the go that you think like. I mean, you have Free Comic Book Day now, and there's a Halloween comic thing every year, and there seems to be more happenings in comic book stores now.
Yeah. I find the only one that works successfully is still Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, because that's the first two, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Halloween Fest. We try promoting it. We lay out the comics on the table. Nobody comes in for it. Yeah, not like, I know some stores in other cities, geez, they are very successful, you know, but I don't know, it's just me. You know,
Yeah.
they got a local comic shop day, which is even more me.
Which I didn't even know existed.
Actually, no stores in the city did it this year. I did it last year, and I was like, this is lame, because it's like, all right, I pay $30
Yeah.
to do for a one-day event, and then I can buy comics with like different covers. There's no like new comic or anything, and then I just sell it to you.
Like you would anyway.
Yeah, but it's a different cover.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, guess what I got over here somewhere? A bunch of copies of that X-Men from 2 years ago, #1, right? With a different cover. Yeah. Just see.
Dude, now, well, that's another good point, too, because, I mean, I go, as you know, I go to Comic Cons, I go to Fan Expo every year, and you're seeing almost like the death of the variant, because every issue now has 2 or 3 covers, and there's nothing special about a variant cover anymore.
And then the really cool variant covers are like the 1 in 300, or oh, you got to buy it online from the artist or something.
J. Scott Campbell.
Or
is-
stuff like
is
that.
big
It's
one,
like, why isn't just that the cover? You know what I mean? Like, I really don't like the fact that, you know, people are selling a comic with a different cover that you can only buy on their website, and like out of the gate you're paying $30-40 for it.
Yeah.
And like for a $5 comic, it's like, I don't know, but something don't seem right about that. And like J. Scott Campbell, do a comic. Like, when's the last time you done a comic?
Has he ever done a comic, I wonder? He's done a lot of covers. I mean, it is a very
Danger
good...
Girl back when I first
Oh, that's
opened.
right. He did Danger Girl. Yeah, that was his.
And
That
he did
was his
Amazing
own.
Spider-Man for like, what, a year, if that? He did Gen 13 before Danger Girl.
But he's such a in demand, J. Scott
I
Campbell.
don't
Such
know.
a
I think he's
demand.
lazy, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I think Alex Ross is lazy.
He's
too.
never. I see his. He has a booth
Yeah.
at Fan Expo, but he's never there.
Yeah. Taking a nap.
He's,
So lazy
he's in the
people
back.
do.
And here is you. And here you're working hard.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets his minions to take care of it for him, right?
He does have minions, and he does make a lot of money too. I mean,
Mm.
he is a popular artist.
Yeah, think about it. All you gotta do is a cover,
Yeah.
get it printed, sell them, you know, limited to 2,000 copies at $30 each. And that's $60,000.
Right there.
A few expenses come out of that, sure.
Marvel gets their cut, of course.
Yawn. Back to bed, right? Oh, did one cover this month, right? Yeah, great job, you can get away with it.
And he
And
does.
he does, because people buy them, they sell out like that. Right?
Well, it's the same thing as his model line as well, because he had the Mary Jane figure and the Black Cat figure.
Yeah.
Is the models based on his artwork, and they're limited, and they sold off just
yeah.
like that as well.
Well, he does the sexy woman very well.
He does a very, very, very good job.
So
of
does
that.
Jim Lee. Yeah.
Well, Jim Lee, I mean, he's just an overall really, really good.
He's very talented. Yeah.
Yeah, but and
Well, at least he works, you know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
like, he's one of the top guys at DC, right? He's not sitting on his laurels like J. Scott Campbell doing a cover a month and going, no. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
But again,
And I find Alex Ross does that too. And then they'll sell the original artwork for like $20,000 afterwards. And
is there original artwork now? I mean, because now they're doing it on computers. But I mean, the old days, like Kirby or Ditko, they have to do on the sheets. So
Well, Alex Ross paints his, so it has to be
it has
original
to-
art to that.
Yeah, all right. What about Campbell?
I don't know. Give him a call.
We should. Jay, if if you're watching, you can give Downtown Comics a call to explain
Yeah.
if you have original art.
Yeah, I'm sure there's original art out there. I don't know if there's new original art like there used to be, but yeah.
Well, with different palettes, and if you make a mistake, you can easily fix
Yeah.
it in the digital.
Mm.
It's a different world now than
Yeah.
it was back in.
That's
back in
something
the
I
day.
could never get into buying.
Original art.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't know, just owning, like, page 12 of a comic doesn't really appeal to me, right? Unless it's, like, really nice. Like, but even then it's expensive, depending on the artist.
Yeah.
And then, like, covers and stuff, like, that's what you want. Nice
you want a
cover,
cover.
right? But then, 10 grand, like, I don't know. You know, that's a lot of money, right?
It all depends on.
I could buy a lot of
What you
comics
have.
for 10 grand. Right?
You know, well, if you have the money, and
Yeah.
there is.
I know people buy it and they love it. And, you know.
Yeah.
Wallace was the only person I ever seen sell original artwork.
Really?
Back at Daily Planet, stack going out. Right? What would that stuff be worth now?
Well, I mean,
It was 25 years ago.
art
right?
goes up in price.
Yeah.
The only ones I bought really was from Fernando Reese and with Dan Perron for the Archie guys,
Yeah.
and they had their original arts,
Yeah.
and different. So I bought some and I gave one to my
Yeah,
brother.
Wallace just had random pages from random comics, like say, page 7 from the Defenders or something,
Yeah.
some certain issue. That was cool now, but it's just like, do I really want to get collected into this? And I'm already trying to collect comics, which is a Herculean task as it is.
It is.
So, yeah, I just...
I'd like to. To me though, I'd still like to get me one of my.
I mean,
favorites,
hey, I
Howard
wouldn't
the Duck.
mind something cool, like,
Howard the Duck, a
Number
man thing
one,
for
yeah,
me.
or-
Doc Strange.
I love that Wolverine #1 by Frank Miller with the claws.
Oh yeah. But
Or
you
that
would-
Hobgoblin cover with Spider-Man, but I'm not getting that for 10 grand.
You're not getting that for 50 grand.
No.
That's money. That's I won the lotto. I'm spending. I'm going
I
crazy
see
spending money.
Wolverine getting 150 to 200,000.
Yeah,
no problem.
that's money, and but it's an investment. It'll go up. I
Yeah.
mean, there's only one. It's a one-off.
Oh yeah.
So you're good that way.
It's iconic, and his Frank Miller and his Wolverine. He's got everything going for it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that cover's been ripped off so many times over the years. Right? It's just a great cover. Yeah. So, we already have nothing to talk about New Year's, so let's do some cards.
All right.
The only thing I can think of New Year's is the old man with the sash on 2019, and then the little baby on 2020.
Now, I always thought that was a Marvel team up. A Marvel team up with Spider-Man and the old guy with the scythe, and yeah, I really believe that was a Marvel team up.
Yeah, it could be. I had to look through all 150 issues. So.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
most of those issues were good.
Yeah.
So we'll do one each,
Right.
I guess. You grab one.
Travel in blonde hair. Who you got? Ooh,
Ooh, what one is it?
an old Thor. We got Journey to Mystery 108.
Ooh, I love the colors.
Yeah, it's beauty, eh? Nice yellow.
Yeah.
I say that high grade would just look fantastic.
No, that's a gorgeous cover.
Oh, look, it's got an early Doctor Strange appearance.
Ooh.
Probably his second or third outside of his
Outside
own
of
series. I think the first time. was
Strange
it-
Tales.
Well, like outside of his comic, I think it was FF. So this could be his second time outside of a comic.
Oh, okay.
Because that's old, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and that would that still be Ditko? Or would Kirby take
Oh,
over?
no, this is a Kirby comic with
Yes.
Doctor Strange appearing.
So-
It's not like a backup story.
Okay, so it would be Kirby doing.
Kirby Strange. Yeah, even look at the Strange, his face.
Yeah, it looks
like a
good, yeah.
Kirby, right?
So you think though, would that be the first time that Ditko wouldn't do Doc Strange?
Second, I guess, because the
Second?
FF one would
He was in FF, would have been Kirby as well.
Yeah.
Okay. What issue number is that?
108.
108. Cool.
Did you ever own it?
Never. It's
No,
gorgeous
me neither. I
though.
don't think I've ever seen that. Nice though.
That is amazing.
Yeah, one day. I wouldn't mind having that. My birthday's coming up in June. I'll start saving up now. Alright, anyways.
Well, my birthday's in February.
So who knows what you'll do.
February 17th, folks. In case you're wondering. Ooh, this is Daredevil number 231. Saved.
Okay, I can do that for your birthday.
Is it a mint?
I'll get you one in a mint.
Wow. I mean, this is one of the most iconic Daredevil stories ever. And it's
Oh, I love
been
that.
Netflix to death,
Yeah.
and it's, of course, Frank Miller, and they did such a great job with this. And the idea, especially we're at Christmas time with the Catholicism, and it really entrenched Catholicism in the Daredevil mythos.
Yeah.
And here he is saved. Well, he wasn't just saved as a superhero and going to become Daredevil again. He was saved spiritually as well. Because he lost his money, he lost his worldly goods, he lost his name, Matt Murdock, because he was, out.
That's everything. He lost his practice.
He lost absolutely
His
everything.
rep, the whole 9 yards.
And what happens? It showed that you can be down as low as you can be, and yet still
Yeah.
Now he needed help, of course, with his mother, of
Yeah.
course, but he needed a helping hand, like we all do sometimes in our lives.
No.
And it just showed that you can be down, you can be out, and you can get back on your feet. And he did a great job as a hamburger cook.
Of course.
He did a great job with that
Daredevil.
as well.
Of
He's
course.
Daredevil, so he did a great job with that as well. So for all you people out there, and I think that's a great way to end the show and end this decade for us, is that we all realize comic books mirror actual reality in so many ways.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was a great time to say that if you're down and out, just like Matt Murdock was, is that you can come back from any type of ailment or any type of hardship you're going through. There are good days to come if only you just hang on.
I remember Bob Hahn giving me the poster.
Really?
Yeah, for my birthday, whatever year that was.
Well, it had to be.
Probably the year after it came out, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice poster.
Yeah, and it's great. And it's a great story.
Yeah, I really liked it.
And it lasts too. Great stories last.
David Mazzucchelli or whatever, I loved his art. He was,
Yeah.
outside of Frank Miller, he was a really good Daredevil artist there.
And this is just a great story. And of course, it's to get the Spider-Man. That says the direct comic book edition.
Good old Spidey. All right, one more each.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun. I'll get a Spidey. Maybe you'll like a Spidey. We can get one out today. All right, we got this one. Oh! Doctor Strange #1.
Really?
Yeah. Frank Brenner.
Oh, that's a gorgeous one too.
Yeah, I just bagged and tagged one of them today.
Really?
Yeah, picked it up last week off someone
Oh, yes.
with a bunch of other nice comics that we'll be revealing soon at the shop. And I flipped through it, of course. Artwork's amazing in that. And you ever own it?
Not #1. I had like #2 to 27 or something. I never had #1.
Could own it.
I could own it. It's somewhat
Fat
35
stacks.
cents.
$20.
25 cents. So I got I'll give you a quarter for it.
Yeah, sure you will. All right, you go.
All right. I will give you a
Oh,
quarter.
no, you will. Well, you won't.
Well, I could. All right. Oh, this one is
Okay.
well, Daredevil.
Okay. Like it.
Another Frank Miller, and it's Daredevil's depressed a lot in those
That was
days.
a
wasn't
depressing
it?
issue.
This was depressing. Elektra had just died.
Yeah.
Bullseye had killed her. And he was naturally depressed because the woman that he loved is dead.
Hmm.
And what is it? For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come. Yes, that's Hamlet, of course.
Hmm.
Um,
I owned it, of course.
oh, yeah, and I had this as well. A beautiful, another iconic
Yeah.
cover. So what did you think of that storyline where, like, it was not very much more violent, very much more dirty take on a superhero. It's not Spidey going with his quips.
First issue ever about a Daredevil was 181. Loved it. And then the next issue of Daredevil about was 184. Where he got the gun in his hand. He said, "No more Mr. Nice Guy." Right?
Yeah.
Took me a while to track down 182 and 183. I love the two Punisher ones with the drug dealers and all that. That one I don't remember. I mean, it's like
This was a very
probably
retrospective issue.
He didn't fight. He didn't fight anybody. Yeah.
No,
I think
he
he was
was-
just going through the past and just crying and stuff. Kind of probably depressing when I looked at the cover, anyways.
But do you think too is like, was this more of an awakening of comic books in a way that you had Frank Miller, you also had Alan Moore coming out, and he was doing Swamp Thing, and of course Watchmen was.
I think it's similar
Was
to
out
X-Men
there.
138
Yes,
because 137 was Death of the Phoenix.
Death of Phoenix,
and then
the
138 was like just remembering the past, and they're all standing around the grave, and
But that was more like that was before superheroes died in comics, really, and people were. It was very impactful.
yeah.
Now Captain America dies, and you're just thinking, "Oh well, they're back, or Superman's back." No one really cares because they're going to come back. I think the only death now that people remember that has stayed, I think you had Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel,
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben, Gwen Stacy.
I don't know what they got going on with her.
Well, but Gwen Stacy, my Gwen Stacy is dead and never
Yeah.
come back, and even though she did come back as a clone.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I
It
can't
didn't take
think of-
long to bring Elektra back in Daredevil.
No, it didn't at all.
Right,
I mean,
right at the end of the run, she was back. It was right weird because you weren't sure if she was alive or what was going on.
was she a zombie or
That last issue was like, it was kind of strange, and she's like in the mountains and stuff, and the snow and everything. It's like, because I know the Hand was using all her
all their
power
energy?
to bring her
Yeah.
back to life and stuff. But I never really understood if she was back or not. And then they come out with Electra Assassin, which was kind of weird. I wasn't a huge fan of that.
No.
And I don't know if that was like a past story or regular story, but I don't know. She's back. She's still alive. And then, what's her name? Jean Grey, that convoluted. She was had a cocoon in the bottom of the New York Harbor, and it was never her. It was her mind. I don't know.
It was, once you kill a character off, it should stay dead.
And then all
That's
the
it.
X Factor were like working for the government, and they were tracking down mutants and arresting them and stuff. And it's like, what's happening?
Guys, once you get rid of the original good premise of the X-Men was these guys are outsiders.
Yeah.
They're an archetype of the outsider.
But like, if
You
you
know,
read
real-
past 7 or 8 issues of X Factor, they don't touch on any of that after. That whole working for the government, they only did that for a few issues, and then I guess somebody was just like, "Oh, this is a bad idea. Just forget we even did this, and just never talk about it again." And, yeah,
And yet he's talking about it right now.
yeah, dredging up the past.
It's not ever a good idea.
It's the end of the decade.
Get that scab.
Get it
that
out
scab.
your chest before the decade's over. All right.
All right.
Well, that should do it for another week. And, well, Happy New Year's, guys.
Happy New Year. We will see you in 2020.
And keep reading comics. And we'll see you at the vault.
Bye-bye, guys.